Hey, call me Shape, and today I'm reacting to a video titled Why Modern Women Are Angry When Older Men Date Younger Women. Let's get right into it.
As you're dating younger women and you're kind of like damaging them at a young age.
I think there's more to it than that.
I thought that them having like good jobs was a sign of them being real adults, and they were just little immature baby boys. But yeah, those men are almost always losers.
And you would know that.
You have more life experience. You know your boundaries better. You know what you want in life. Possibly the younger person doesn't have that yet. And if you take advantage of that or use that to your advantage, I'm not cool with that. And I do feel like a lot of men who do date super young like that, they do.
So how do you know that?
And his last girlfriend was 21 too, and it just made me realize these young girls think that he is successful.
Maybe you should mind your own business.
Why is it that other people have such big opinions about big age gaps?
There's something creepy about 20-year-old girl dating a 35 to 40-year-old man.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
And somebody, I read a comment. I don't know why these older men want to date these young girls that can be old enough, that can be young enough to be their daughters, and don't find that creepy.
They're haters.
Exactly.
Modern women are upset. Some modern women are even angry when they see older men date younger women. Even Shannon Sharp is catching heat for it. Today we're going to review why modern women are angry at older men dating younger women. We're going to listen to some of the reasons why men date younger women, and we're going to look at a few women who are actually okay with it and hear their stories. But I want you to stick around until the end, because I am going to show you the one reason that women will accept a younger woman dating an older man. Do me a favor, hit that like button, and with that being said, let's get started.
So now when we get to our 30s, we're completely damaged by an older man, and now we don't want y'all and y'all don't want us. The man is 40, 45, let's say. He has his money, his house. Now he got time to go live his best life. Now he wants to date younger woman. Let's say a 21-year-old. Now he dates her for 4 years. While he's dating her, he's cheating with other 19, 20, 25-year-olds. You're damaging this young girl, right? You're causing trauma and damage that's gonna cost her pretty much years to heal.
Wait a minute, so that woman being traumatized has to be the man's fault? Can it not be her people's fault? Or could it be the fact that a lot of these modern women are growing up in a single mother household? But somehow an older man talking to a younger woman is the man's fault that she has all this trauma? Why is it that women are claiming when they get older that they're hurt, been abused, been done wrong, even when they talk to younger men? Could it be that part of the reason that women have all this trauma is because of their own choices? Oh, what a novel idea.
The older I get, the more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever even glance at them twice.
I think part of the reason why older women aren't talking to men their age is because of these older women's behavior and their attitudes. But let's continue.
Now there are men my age that try to approach me, and I have to actively withhold the urge to spit on them.
Did you say spit on a man? See, talk like this is why women wind up getting bricks to their face.
But younger me would have just died over them, and it was for stupid reasons. Like,
is one of those reasons because you like Pookies and Ray Rays and dudes that's gonna clap them cheeks?
oh my god, he's so cool and mature, he has his own apartment. He should, he's 30. I just thought that was such a sign of maturity and being like a real grown-up. But those men were creme de la piss, okay? Like cream of the turds.
I don't want to hear her talk anymore. This is nonsense, okay? Women have an age bias. They prefer older men than them. That's just the truth, okay? They don't like younger men in them. And they've been this way since high school. They've always dated older. In college, always dated older. Now, even a woman in her 30s, she'll prefer a man 35. A woman 25 prefer a man 29. You like that 5 age difference. Here's a problem, though. Men, we have a performance bias. Okay, you might want us to prefer you because you're our age or closer age, but our question is, can you do what we want you to do in that role of girlfriend or wife? If you can't, I'm not gonna just favor you disproportionately because of your age. I'm going to favor someone disproportionately because of their performance. If you're a girl and you're friendly, kind, fit, feminine, and you know how to follow leadership, I'm going to take that over a girl who's older, degrees, you know what I'm saying, her own house. Like, you want me to value that, but that doesn't mean you're good for the role. Again, dating is about roles, and if you're good for the role, you can get the job, okay? That's simple.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Someone's 18, early 20s, a woman, and she's still figuring out herself, and then the guy's 40 plus. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, where is your headspace at?
You got all these women claiming how smart they are, how educated they are, how independent they are, how they don't need no man, how women are smarter than men, how women are better than men. But when it comes to an older man talking to a younger woman, you got to wonder where his headspace is at. Do you see the lack of accountability that's going on? But let's continue.
Okay, if it's just physical, that's one thing. But I also have a sensitivity to that of power dynamics. And because the younger person is still developing their fucking frontal cortex.
We will make every excuse in the world not to hold women accountable for their own actions, for the decisions that they make, unless it benefits them. Man, I really think that this woman is just old and bitter.
You're just old and bitter. I'm like, I, at the time, did not know better. I didn't know what I was giving up.
Gents, did you hear that? I didn't know what I was giving up. Women today that are giving other women bad advice. And one of the worst pieces of advice is what they're giving up. How giving themselves to a whole bunch of men when they're younger or prioritizing their career only is giving up something. They don't understand that it is giving up their prime years in which the time that they should be getting with the men that they're going to settle down with, the men that they're going to grow, marry, and have kids with. And then when they get older and they're not married or they don't have any kids, and then they're, scrambling to try to have children, it becomes men's fault at that point for the choices that they made when they were younger.
I know why 38-year-old men date 22-year-old women. There's a guy around my age who lives in my same complex, and he's not very successful. He's a little behind in life. He has a roommate. Nice guy, just, a little immature. And in the hot tub, this college-age girl told me that she has a thing for him.
So let me get this straight. This 21-year-old told you that she has a thing for an older man. How is it the man's fault that she has a thing for him?
And she's really cute, very sweet. I mean, she's in college, so she's like super broke. She's 21. So
maybe it could be because she's 21 and broke that she is trying to manipulate this dude to her benefit. That's what it seems like to me.
But I still was like, why do you like this guy? He's floundering.
Why do you have a problem with it, yo? Why are men on the chopping block and you're concerned about who we're dating? I thought we got past that. This is 2025. We're letting men date men pretend to be women. Why are you coming down on me? There's a bunch of people that you could question their dating choices, but I don't see y'all question them. People get a complete pass, but men, we get no pass. You guys could tear down our dating preferences. I thought love is love. What happened to love is love? Something strange about that. Here's what the real issue is, though. Let me tell you what the real issue is. These women feel like if you're an older man, you're going to date a younger woman, you're going to damage her. You're going to date her for 4 years and you're going to toss her, right? You're going to Leonardo DiCaprio her, right? But here's a problem with that. That's not an issue of an older man dating a younger woman. That's an issue of casual hookups to begin with. Your issue is with the hookup culture. You're trying to blame men for hookup culture, but women, you guys have to consent to hookup culture. If you don't consent to it, there would be no hookup culture. So if you want to be a younger woman, you feel like dating guys for a small period of time in your life as a younger woman will damage you. I agree, but it's not because he's an older man, right? Just misdiagnosing the issue. Okay, it's a correlation, but not causation, okay? Yes, there are dating older men, but that's because you guys prefer older men. And when you're 20, 21, 24, you're dating. Remember, you did it too, right? You're guilty of it too. You dated that guy because what? He had the bag. He had the resources. You thought you could handle it. But you know what you couldn't handle? You can't handle that. You know what you can't handle? You can't handle casual hookups where you being pumped and dumped, pumped and dumped, pumped and dumped. And now you're 30 years old and you don't want to be pumped and dumped anymore. And you're mad that the men that used to pump and dump you in your 20s is still pumping, dumping girls. Pumping, dumping girls in their 20s. But the issue is not that we're pumping and dumping them. The issue is that they're showing up to these parties, these bars, these social gatherings, looking for casual hookups. Instead of saying, I'm going to save my virginity till marriage. No one is living that way. So again, the issue is not with us dating with us dating younger women. The issue is with casual hookups. And once women realize this, in my opinion, what's going to happen in the future, we're going to have a major reset, and women are going to start pushing anti-feminism. Anti-feminism is on the way, I'm telling you, because this ride is on the way off the cliff so bad, you know what I'm saying? It just, when it lands, is going to be beautiful. But watch, anti-feminism is going to come, as far as not being feminine, but against the feminist way, anti-feminist way. And we're going to see a rise and a turn of virginity being preserved and a return to religion and morality and the Bible. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
In life, like, he's not very successful. You could do better.
What the do you have in common at that point, other than you're finding their age attractive?
Shut up. Just shut up.
If somebody, I read a comment, I don't know why these older men want to date these young girls that can be old enough, that can be young enough to be their daughters, and don't find that creepy. I respond to say, I don't know why these women be in everybody's business and don't find that creepy.
Got him. We got him.
If Stella can get her groove back, Shay go get his groove back.
Oh, I'm a nasty motherfucker.
Y'all didn't say no for Stella, because I remember I went to the movie and you clap it. Yeah, child. Do it, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
What's wrong with that?
Now all of a sudden, O'Shea trying to get his groove back is a problem.
I wonder why it's a problem for you, Shay Shay. Why is it a problem if you want to get your groove on?
Middle-aged women do not like to see an older man going for a much younger woman because it is a threat.
I see your point.
I don't know if it's necessarily a threat to, like, what they're thinking is going to be the impact on society. I think it's actually very personal. Like, I think that even if they're married, they're not even in the dating world. So, like, why should they care?
Because it's the truth. She knows it.
But they still feel a threat because what it means.
What does it mean?
And what it means is that older man
Yes.
wants younger. That means her husband wants
You
younger.
nailed it.
Oh my God!
Healthy, emotionally stable 22-year-old is not usually physically attracted to a 45-year-old or even a 40-year-old. A 22-year-old tends to see a 35-year-old as an old man. But when she starts to blur the line with older men and sexuality, it suggests that there is some childhood trauma potentially regarding her father.
Stop the cap.
Because the reality is, if you had a stable father figure in your home, you wouldn't be able to sexualize a man that looks around the same age as your father.
Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Every single guy on planet Earth.
Where did she, again, I agree with the woman prior to her. You guys feel threatened. Because why are you trying to really break down legal activity so much? This is legal. We're not talking about illegal activity. We're talking about legal activity. You're trying to really deep dive. But and then there's trauma. And no, listen. There's two stages in life. Someone once told me, and I agree with this. Childhood and parenthood. Okay? When you're a child and you got a parent, and when you're a parent and you can have a child. That's what it is. Women, they get into parenthood and they still think like a child. Oh my God, it's perverse. It's this, it's that. You shouldn't be sexualizing this and it's trauma with the father. No. Honestly, if a woman, to me personally, this is me personally, if I had a daughter and she kept her virginity and there's this successful man in his 40s that wants to marry her, and I meet with him, we talk, I understand what his intentions for my daughter is and why he's choosing her age. And I already know why he's choosing her age, because he prefers to date her than some 38, 39-year-old woman. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But my thoughts would be, is he looking for marriage and to have a family? And is he looking to provide and to be a good leader? If so, his age might be in his favor because he might be able to perform those duties better. If he could take my daughter, put her in a house, you know what I'm saying, provide for her, and, you know, I have trained her to be a good wife and support your husband and understand support leadership. Obviously, I don't want no one doing nothing to my daughter, but the whole point is can they both do parenthood together? And if they can, then there's valuable that there's an age difference. But I agree that it's not all that was made up. That is the deflection. That's the deflection. The reality of it is you're afraid that you're aging out of the dating market. Because when you were younger, you had no issue with it. And they'll say, I was young and dumb. No, you could be old and dumb and young and smart. No, you were young and smart. The problem is that you bought into hookup culture. It's not that you went for an older guy. It's that you went for hookup culture. Is that your job is to go and discover yourself by sleeping around. That was never the rite of passage for parenthood for women. That's a modern creation, right? That, you know, the rite of passage for a woman is to sleep around and get to learn herself by sleeping with various men. No, that's going to damage you. That's what's going to happen. And now in your 30s, you're damaged and you're mad. You're upset. You're upset at men. You blame men for the reason why you're damaged. You don't take no accountability for you sleeping around. It's so funny to me, right? Women don't think sleeping around is an issue for them at all because everyone's doing it. But just because everyone's doing it doesn't make it right. And just because no one's doing it doesn't make it wrong. But people, again, they're not intellectually curious. They're not intellectually nimble in order to come to these conclusions. Everything they see and they do is with dogmatic adherence. If the herd is going that way, I'm going that way. If the herd thinks like this, I'm going to think like this. Every dogma goes unchallenged. Every dogma. But when you start to break these things apart, Shay was right. Yeah, Stella Had a Groove Back was a successful movie. Men didn't even complain about it. I don't see anything wrong with a 42-year-old woman. She wants a 20. It's her life. Who you F don't make me come, and what you eat don't make me shit. So that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you my opinion about it. My opinion. If I see an older woman going for a younger man, I think it's out of ordinary because usually a younger man can provide for an older woman. But here's the reality. You'll have a situation like Drea and Jalen Green, and I think his name is Jalen Green. I hope I didn't make that wrong. I don't really watch basketball. But Drea, she went after this young basketball player, and we knew that the only reason why she went younger was because his provision was up. She would not date anyone else in his age category at all. She wouldn't think about it. But she's not dating someone based off of, she doesn't have an age bias. She has a performance bias. And that I understand. I get it. You know, I get why Dre would do something like that, you know? Hey, if Stella could have a groove back, Dre could get a groove back, you know? The only thing that was weird about it for her is that women looked at it like she had a son that was his age. And that was kind of creepy. But again, we got to comfortably get out of childhood and get into parenthood. Those are the two portions. If you simplify life like that, it makes a lot of sense. When you're a child and then when you can have a child. Those are the two stages of life. And we're at the stage when you are of legal age and biological sexual maturity. Technically, you're no longer in childhood, you're in parenthood. Because you now can carry the child. The minute you can carry a child to term as a woman, you're in what I would call the parenthood stage. And in that stage, if you think sleeping around with a bunch of men to see who you want to make a daddy is a good idea, I don't think so. I just don't.
Says that they like younger women. Every single girl on planet Earth says that's not okay.
But that's a lie.
The only chance a man will ever find that fairy tale with a woman is if he is potentially going after a younger woman who is more fertile, who probably hasn't had as much life experience and hasn't been with as many guys. Men like younger women because, yes, they are hotter, they are cuter in their younger years of being at their peak beauty, but you have to remember this. For a man to want to invest and commit into a woman, her past matters.
And why is that?
Men have to worry about women's past because women themselves are proving to be unreliable. No man wants to have a woman and have to worry about is his kid his or not. And the statistics are clear. 33% of men are raising children that are not theirs.
A man should always have a woman at least 7 years younger than him or younger. You know what I'm saying? Because, that's where you get your true masculinity from, because she's going to look up to you.
So initially I thought that they were dating younger women because younger women were prettier. But I came to understand that no, there are plenty of older women that will give a younger girl a run for her money, right? Very pretty older woman out there. Looks has nothing to do with it.
It has everything to do with it.
Every single guy, every single one told me that the reason that they like dating younger women is because they're easier to deal with. And I was like, what does that mean?
But if a woman your age, she's going to challenge you. Y'all going to be having arguments about bullshit.
And they said, well, she doesn't challenge me. It's not always a back and forth, back and forth. I just tell her something and it just is.
With women, I like to deal with younger women because I could tell them about, Martin Luther King. I could tell them about, Egypt. I could tell them about different things. And they're more curious, they're more attentive. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking to an older woman, they so preoccupied and they don't really want to talk because they feel like they already learned that shit.
Translation, younger women are more gullible.
They see it as taboo for a woman. It's so funny to me that they want to shame instead of understand. Why not understand why men are choosing your competitors and not you? You're too busy trying to shame the behavior. It's stupid. It's dumb. Right? It's like, you don't do this in the workplace. You don't challenge, why are these corporations only hiring people with degrees? You don't challenge it. You just go out and get the degrees. I see women, again, dogmatic adherence to what the dogma is, but everything against what the culture is, right? Because we say, well, I don't even think men dating younger women is against the culture. I just think it's against what women like because of competition, and now they're blaming it on something else. But instead, like I said, these women are stubborn. They're not intellectually curious. Instead of trying to figure out what younger women are doing, they're automatically disqualifying that behavior and saying it's bad because older women could give some young woman a run for their money. It's not just looks. It's not just looks. In two ways. One, you could be older and look young, but you're premenopausal. You could be attractive and premenopausal. Let's to keep it real. That means, baby, your kohuni is atrophying. I'm just telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's just the stage of life you're in. And dryness. Let's just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? No knock. You know what I'm saying? But you're really past that parenthood stage in your life as a woman. See, men, we really have two stages of childhood, parenthood. Women have 3 stages: childhood, parenthood, and then menopausalhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like their 3rd stage of life where they no longer in that category. So you, as a woman, age out of the dating marketplace because you can no longer be in the parenthood game. And they're mad at that. They're upset at that. You know, and that's why some of them want to freeze their eggs and go along with technology. No one challenges that. I don't see any woman challenge that at all. Every woman's for freezing their eggs. No one's saying, hey, man, why don't you just use them when you're younger? Anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.